request all participants to open their cameras. सभी सहभागी अपने कैमरा ओपन करें. All participants.
I'm trying to just hold on. I'm not able to. Yeah.
So, Dr. Rajesh Jawalekar started his initial career in an entrepreneurship development domain at Maharashtra Center for Entrepreneurship Development. Later switched to industry as a strategic human resource leader, having a diverse experience in leading human resource management initiative as a part of corporate HR function for multiple locations covering plant and commercial offices. Uh, his proficiency is in entrepreneurship development, achievement, motivation training, developing first generation entrepreneurs, and developing business plans. In academics, he is a regular visitor of this UGC Malviya Mission Teachers Training Center and also University Department of Management Science. Also, he has been actively participating in national and international conferences and have conducted courses for Management Institute, then reviewer of research papers published in NIPM journal, then also program on Akashwani Aurangabad on subject related to students' career guidance and development, and participated in interaction with the NAC committee during visit to Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University. In HR, he has a human resource specialist with strategic orientation towards aligning HR with business organization goal, institutionalized objective PMS by incorporating balanced scorecard and variable pay perspective, then behavioral competency modeling in line with business and integration with people processes, then talent management, passionate trainer, conducted in-house training for programs, performance appraisal workshop, induction program, professional ceiling skills, HR policies, role-based structure, then design HR policies and procedures in alignment with the business to achieve organizational goal, adhering to the local laws and competitive to local market. Also, he is a life member of NIPM, National Institute of Personal Management, and life member of NHRD, then chairman and trustee of Alumni Association of Department of Management Science, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, and also a trustee of NIPM Educational Trust, Aurangabad chapter. So once again, I welcome him, and I would now hand over the session to Dr. Rajesh Jawalekar.
Yeah. Thank you, Rafi sir. At the outset, I also welcome all the participants who have joined. So, as Rafi sir has introduced, although I'm currently working in academics, but my past experience, about 28 years, has been into industry. Just to, before I actually start the session, I just would like to check, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible, but participants have been muted. If you want to have any question or query, you can raise the query. और participant अपने hand raise करेंगे और फिर आपको unmute करना पड़ेगा.
नहीं सर, वो मेरे ख्याल से we will take the in between. अगर किसी के
नहीं,
क्वेश्चन
in between नहीं लिए तो ये अच्छा है सर. लास्ट में ही आप लीजिए, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है.
करें, so we'll
और
take it.
3:45 to 4 you take a tea break.
Okay,
Or
3:40.
4 o'clock you take as per your convenience.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
So I will take your leave, sir.
Okay. Thank you. So, well, participants, today basically I'm going to talk in terms of NEP, that is our National Education Policy 2020, and its industry relevance. So basically, we have been talking about internships and OJT and different projects. So how do we see this in light of how does NEP tries to address those? In my first part, there are two parts of my presentation. Number one, first part, for the first 1.5 hours, I'll be talking to you on what does the industry look forward to when they look at the students or any of the placements. So I'll be sharing my personal experiences also. The presentation is totally based on my industrial experience and the relevance in the current context of NEP 2020. Then second part, I will also try to share with you how we have simplified, because I'm sure most of you must be coming from remote area colleges also. So like, for example, somebody is having a college at a taluka level, maybe. So how do we address the internship needs at those ends also? Just before starting, so I will keep my presentation in Minglish, I would say. Minglish in the sense Marathi and English. So I hope that is okay. English, Marathi upon mixed here, or in between, if you want to raise any questions, so you can always raise the your hand, and then you can ask me questions anytime. Not only during the session, but also we can stay connected. So I'll share my contact details also with all of you, and I'll be happy to interact with all of you during the session and after the session also. So there is some message. Okay. So I'm just checking your messages also because you have been muted. So good. So I will just share my presentation. Just hold on. Is my presentation visible to all of you? You can put in the chat box. Okay, great. So I think let's start the presentation. One second, just hold on. Presentation is visible, no? Now, because I've just put off my camera. Okay, great. Great. So, as I said, in my today's talk, I will be talking about more on the skills and the competencies which are required by the industry. What does the industry look at? So, my presentation coverage, I have well, so in my presentation today, what I'm going to cover is like, what's happening in the market. की मार्केटमध्ये आता सध्या काय चालू आहे, लाईक कसा मार्केट सिनेरिओ कसा आहे सध्या, आणि मुलांच्या दृष्टिकोनातून जॉब आणि करिअर याच्यामध्ये काय फरक आहे, हा एक मी मुद्दा तुमच्यासमोर मांडणार आहे. आणि तिसरा मुद्दा की आपले कॉम्पिटन्स कसं ते डेव्हलप करायचं, म्हणजे आपण ते मीट करण्याकरता काय काय करायला पाहिजे. तर या अनुषंगाने मी आपल्याशी सगळ्यांशी बोलणार आहे. So look at the current market. तो बदल घडून आणले इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये. त्याच्यामुळे आपल्याला आजचे दिवस म्हणजे इंडस्ट्री आपली जी कॉम्पिटेटिव्ह झालेली आहे, तर बरेचसे LPG जे बदल आहेत, म्हणजे लिबरलायझेशन, प्रायव्हेटायझेशन आणि ग्लोबलायझेशन, हे 1990च्या दशकात आले. तर 1980चा जो सिनारिओ आहे, तुम्ही जर पाहिला त्याच्या आधी, म्हणजे हे जे बदल होऊ घातलेले होते 1990च्या साधारण दशकात, तर 1980च्या याच्यात जर तुम्ही पाहिलं तर तुम्हाला एक पिक्चर दिसतंय सगळ्यांना. या पिक्चर मध्ये तुम्हाला काय वैशिष्ट्य दिसतंय, तुम्हाला काय, म्हणजे यू कॅन टाईप, 1 or 2 people कॅन जस्ट टाईप, लाईक काय दिसतंय याच्यात तुम्हाला, काय विशेष काय आहे ह्या चित्रामध्ये? अच्छा, एका जणाची रिक्वेस्ट आलेली आहे की आय शुड यूज इधर इंग्लिश और हिंदी. सो आय कीप इट हिंग्लिश then. English in the sense, like, Hindi and English mix. I hope you all are comfortable with that. Great. Good. So I can see nice comments which are coming. Some of the comments which are saying that yes, limited seller, very rightly said. Minimal opportunities for buyers. Correct. I'm very happy that you have noticed this. See, if you see, there is one seller and two buyers. That was the market. I'll just share an example with you. Way back in 1980s, my dad had brought one Priya scooter. We got the delivery of Priya scooter. Bajaj की एक Bajaj जो मैन्युफैक्चर करती थी Priya scooters. तो Priya scooter हमारे को 1980 में पहली बार वो तो हमने हमारे घर पे आई. उसका बुकिंग जो है उन्होंने करीब 4-4.5 साल पहले किया था. यानी मे बी इन 76 और सो उन्होंने उसका बुकिंग किया था, और उसका डिलीवरी कब हुआ? करीब 4-4.5 साल के बाद. यानी आप जो बोल रहे हो ना कि जैसा यहाँ पे दिख रहा है हम लोग को कि बायर्स आर मेनी बट सेलर इज ओनली वन. सो इट वाज मोर ऑफ अ, देयर वर लॉट ऑफ लिमिटेशन. इट वाज अ सेलर्स मार्केट. यानी सेलर डिसाइड करता था कि ठीक है भाई, आपको कब चाहिए, मैं ठीक है मैं बनाऊंगा, फिर मैं आपको बेचूंगा. मुझे याद है कि करीब 1982 या 84 में जब हम लोग घर बना रहे थे, हमारा जब घर बन रहा था, तो सीमेंट के लिए मुझे तहसील ऑफिस में जाके अर्जी करना पड़ी. I had to go to the तहसील office and make an application for purchasing the cement bags. Can you imagine? And today what is happening? Let's see. Now this is 80 scenario. Let's see what is the next. 1990 scenario. 1990s में क्या हुआ? So what is the observation you are seeing over here? 1990s में LPG, करेक्ट, और उसके जो शिल्पकार थे आदरणीय लेट मनमोहन सिंह जी, जब उनके फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर थे, तो उन्होंने इंडियन मार्केट खोल दिया, इन द सेंस लिबरलाइज किया. यानी जो लाइसेंस राज एंड he abolished the license charge, and typically it is called as liberalization, privatization, and globalization. So what happened because of that? Because of that, the market became very competitive. So sellers are many and buyers are few, probably. So today when you see, I'm sure all of you who are working as professors or in the education field as teachers, professors, assistant professors, you must be receiving a lot of calls. Sir, do you want loan? Sir, do you want to buy a car? Sir, do you want to want a credit card? So this is how the market has changed totally. Earlier, people used to take a lot of efforts for buying the products or services. But today, the market is totally changed. And what is today's market? How do you paint this picture? After 2000, what is happening? Can anyone text? Can anyone imagine? Yeah, buyer-centric, so definitely it is buyer-centric. But what is happening? Is there any guarantee of any business? Sellers are after buyers since 1990. But along with that, is there any, yes, VUCA, very nice. You know what is VUCA? Volatile, ambiguous, uncertain, right? And what? Uncertain, challenging, and ambiguous. Correct. So the world is changing, and if you see, that is why I said, probably uncertainty is the only certainty. And trust me, we all are into education. Our survival, when I'm saying our, means the survival of the institute will also depend on those who align. It is like, perform or perish. It's going to be highly competitive. Today, we are already facing those challenges. You know how we are running behind admissions. So students are getting attracted to the yeah, hello. I think I had lost the connection. So I hope I'm audible now. Okay, great. Is my presentation visible? Great. So let's continue. So as I said, in today's world, probably uncertainty is the only certainty. Because today what we have seen is AI world is there. And trust me, this is not only happening to the market, but when I'm saying, because we are also into a industry kind of thing, education industry. We are also into, providing services to the students. So our survival will also depend on like how do we align ourselves with the changing technology, with the changing market needs. So let's look at some of the business realities. I'll quickly run through these slides because I'll be spending more time on your other year. So 50s, 70s, doing business itself was a challenge. It was a license Raj. Earlier, a lot of licenses were required. Today, there is a red carpet welcome. You must have seen different states are luring big investors to come into the state and start their business. 1970s and 90s has been the industrial relations, Union Raj. If you remember, during your childhood, you must have seen a lot of union meetings and, dharna, andolans, a lot of films, movies were also there on these industrial relations. But today, probably the world has changed. Today, what we are seeing, it is the talent attraction and retention, employees Raj, we call it. Why I'm saying employees Raj? Because today, one side we say that there are no jobs, and if you look into the latest articles, you'll find that employability of the students have reduced. Means 100 graduates, if they pass out, probably most of the surveys will say hardly 15 to 20%, or maybe max to max, 25-30% are employable. Means balance 60 to 70%, they are saying average or below average, they are not employable. So today, those who are employable, they are dictating terms. You can see skewed salaries. In industry, you will see there are some people who are earning in lakhs, and there are few people who are, many of the people who are earning maybe not in lakhs, but maybe few thousands. Even for engineering graduates also, it is becoming challenging day by day to get a secured and a proper job. At the same time, you must be seeing that IT industry, when we are saying that it is booming, there are a lot of challenges in IT industry also, where you'll see they call it as a bench. In IT, they call it as a bench. Means if there are no projects, the people are kept on bench, and the bench period, if the period is maybe more than 3 to 4 months or 6 months, they are given a pink slip. Pink slip in the sense they are told to resign. This is how the reality of life is. So, in this era, what is the buzzword? The buzzword is continuous and consistent improvement. So by understanding the opportunity, and that is why change is the only constant for all of us. We cannot sit on the old things. कि 10 साल पहले मैंने ये किया था, and I'll continue to maybe deliver my sessions also in the same way, or probably my education, my academic content. I'm not going to change as per the changing needs. Like, today, if I talk about commerce, we'll have to talk about blockchain, you'll have to talk about AI, you'll have to talk about not only the commercial skills, but you'll also have to talk about training in Excel and SAP and ERPs, kind of. So we cannot just sit on our course and conduct the course as it is, which was maybe designed maybe 15 years, 20 years ago. We'll have to align ourselves. We'll have to make those changes. We'll have to propose those changes, be it university or be it the academic institute, be it the private institutes. You'll have to align. And you'll have to change and align yourself as per the market needs. There are a lot of good things which have come in NEP 2020. Let me share with you. And all these changes which are proposed in NEP 2020 are nothing but the education system we are trying to align with the global education system. If you have some of your relatives working abroad, you'll come to know that many a times our relatives who are living abroad, they will say our schooling is different over here. Probably in the 7th, 8th standard itself, based on the liking, based on the inclination of the child, he is being given his skills are developed. What I'm trying to say, the same means the Indian NEP 2020, we are trying to adopt those changes, and that is how the changes in the schooling and the college curriculum is happening. And probably for us in higher education, you must have seen that the changes which are happening typically, like internship, on the job training, is nothing but how do we align ourselves with the industry. Then multiple exit, multiple entry, like the student can exit after 1 year, 2 years of completion, 1 year with certification, 2 year with diploma, 3 years with graduation, 4 years with graduation with honors. Like for example, there are some students who are not able to afford, let us say, their education, or they would like to take a break and they would like to work, earn, and then come back. So probably if he would like to work in a retail mall as a salesman, so for him, probably the certification could be enough, a 1 year certification, if he is having good communication skills. Or maybe a 2 year diploma could be enough. If if a student wants to work as an assistant, because there are maybe some economic pressures are there, and he is not able to, carry out his study. Or there could be some students who would like to take experience and come back in industry. So that is the reason why this courses with multiple entry, multiple exit has been, in our context, when I'm saying, in our higher education context. What are the studies indicating? These are some of the studies which I have taken from, the different sources, typically news and all. So they say that low availability of talent as the biggest constraint for growth of companies in India. Let me share with you my personal experience. Today I am working in UGC-MMTTC Jalgaon, but prior to this, I was working for almost 15 years with one big auto industry by the name Endurance Technologies Limited. And there we had our headquarters in Sambhajinagar, Aurangabad. And we used to face a challenge. So there was a constant pressure on us because our R&D center Endurance has its R&D center in Aurangabad, that is Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. We used to face one challenge. How do we get the good talent to work in our R&D? Because innovation is the key. Unless you innovate, you will not be able to sustain. And literally, we used to, for the senior leadership positions, they used to visit us, and we used to arrange for their visit to the city. We used to take them around. We used to, show them that there are good schools in Aurangabad. There is a good family life in Aurangabad. There is a good socio-cultural environment in Aurangabad. So it's not just the industry, but we have to also sell, on these fronts. Because most of the R&D houses, the R&D experts, they used to prefer either metros, Bombay, Pune, Bangalore. So this will be their first choice to work. So our challenge was to attract them. Entry-level challenge was different. Entry-level challenges, we used to go to, good colleges. We used to hire smart guys. We used to take their test, assessment test and all. We used to train them. And at the end of 1 or 2 years, we always had the fear of losing them. So this was the challenge. And I'm just talking about one autocom industry in where I was working. You can imagine what will happen with the other industry if I put as a total. And let me share with you. So it's not only a challenge in terms of technical skills. As I said, technical assessment thing, we used to take some technical assessment tests, and the technical guys used to select the entry-level positions. But do you feel that it's only the technical skill? The other skills are also important, managerial skills. Because today, you alone cannot work. When you work in an organization, your performance depends on the team. Like for example, even when we work in higher education institutes, our performance depends on the team with whom we work. So how do we manage the team? So those managerial skills, the team building skills, the empathy, how people are empathetic to the team, yeah, it all depends. The success of the team depends on the, the leadership, the managerial role. Believe me, I still remember that once we had booked the entire theater and we took all our managers to watch the movie Chak De India. I am sure most of you must have seen that film. If not, then please do watch. And what was the lesson that we wanted to give to our managers? Because if you remember in Chak De India, it is the leader, who, the mentor, the coach, the mentor. Because the manager's role is not just, it's not just aligned to production and time, but it is also aligned how does he manage his team, how does he make his team capable of delivering the targets. And trust me, there is a shortage of 15 to 20% of middle level managers. Recently, I'm very happy to share with you. I'll share my personal experiences also here. When I joined KBC NMU, Jalgaon, one of the big industries, I'll name that industry also, Supreme Plastics. You must have heard about Supreme Industries. They have two big plants, three plants, sorry, Jalgaon itself. We received a request from them because when they knew that, okay, I had, joined over here, so having some industry experience, we received a request and Supreme Industry entered an MOU with our university for training their imparting English communication skills for their middle level managers. And that is how we conducted a series of programs for our, for the managers of Supreme Industries Limited, their Gadigaon plant. What I'm trying to share with you, that Supreme over a period has grown. Supreme Industries has grown. And the people who are working maybe at a very junior level, maybe 15 years ago, 20 years ago, who are actually the doers role. When I'm saying doers, means they are actually working hands. Now they have become assistant managers, senior managers. And probably, what education, because they must be in their, when I'm saying managers, they are at least 40 plus. That means they must have completed their, college maybe 15, 20 years ago. And definitely the industry was also facing challenge because their communication, the 20 years ago, the communication was different. And today, these doers, the so-called, people who are working at a junior level are supposed to interact with national and international customers. Because Supreme Industry supplies to Coca-Cola, Supreme Industry does exports also. Supreme Industry has a lot of multinational clients. Now, these multinational clients will be interacting with the managers of this company, which is based in Jalgaon. So the communication has to be proper because ultimately these managers are representing their company. When I'm talking to you, I'm not talking to you as an individual. I'm talking to you I'm delivering my session as a representative of the university. The way I conduct the session, the way it is not only my session, but the session by the university. What I'm trying to tell you that these managers, so-called, are representing the company. And I'm happy to share with you that we successfully conducted. Now, recently, I'm very happy to tell you that recently we have received an interest from our neighboring company, which is Hitachi Astemo brakes. They are dealing into brakes, and they have a similar request that please impart training to our managers on English communication skills. So this is what the situation is in the industry. So we are talking about, like, next point is like about the millions of graduates who graduate every year. Maybe 15-20% are considered as employable. The NEP challenge is that how do we improve this 20% to 30%, 30 to 40, and 40 to 50%? And maybe a time should come that 100% of the students are employable. That is real what the gist of NEP is, 2020 is. And in industry, most of the cream of the premier MBAs are lured by the international company. As I told you, the international companies, so it is challenging for the local industry to get a properly trained manpower. Of course, the other thing is salaries in India that were fastest growing in the world. A recent recession, there has been a slight break in the scene. Okay. So I just come to move to the next slide. Here I have just tried to give the context, whatever I was talking, like, whatever we have seen. Just to set the tone, I have tried to take up, like, gone through the GRs and, internship SOPs that we have received. I'm not sure if you have this SOP. There is a UGC guideline 2023 for internship research, internship for undergraduate students. And there the statement, one of the objective which has been given, the national education policy views that the purpose of the education system is to develop good human beings capable of rational thought and action, possessing compassion and empathy, courage and resilience, scientific temper and creative imagination with a sound ethical mornings and values. Basically, it talks in a nutshell, it talks about the holistic development. It talks about the holistic development of the student and not just the technical aspect. So today, when we are running the courses, in the courses, it is not just the academic part of it, but other part which is important is about the communication skills of the student, the analytical thinking of the students. So we'll have to also work on that. When I'm saying we, means the institute. Similarly, the recent the internship GR of our higher and technical education also, if you read, मराठीत असल्यामुळे मी मराठीत वाचतो. अंतर्वासिता मीन्स इंटर्नशिप विद्यार्थ्यांना पुढील प्रमाणे लाभ होतील. अशा अंतर्वासितामुळे विद्यार्थ्यांना शासकीय व्यवस्थेसंदर्भात ऑफकोर्स इंडस्ट्री आणि शासकीय व्यवस्थेसंदर्भात सविस्तर माहिती व वास्तववादी दृष्टिकोन अनुभव प्राप्त होईल. शैक्षणिक अभ्यासक्रमात प्रत्यक्ष वापरासह कौशल्य वाढवण्यासाठी विद्यार्थी सक्षम होतील. अंतर्वासितामुळे विद्यार्थ्यांची त्या संबंधित शासकीय अधिकारी मार्गदर्शक इतर क्षेत्रातील तज्ञ उपक्रम इतर विद्यार्थी माजी विद्यार्थी सल्लागार आणि व्यवस्थापक यांच्याशी ओळख होईल. ते विद्यार्थ्यांना त्यांच्या कामात व त्यांच्या करिअर मध्ये त्यांना मदद हुई। So the objective of the internship is also to develop the students in these, not only their academic area, but also in their other skills which are required. So what is the future? Now, after understanding all this, I would like to, talk to you on some other related topic only. Is what is the future? Let us look at some, here. When we talk to the students, we say that, are you looking for a job or a career? I think, we as academicians, we have a moral responsibility because it's our future of India is dependent on this young population. We have already superseded China, and I think in the world, we are probably the youngest, having a large youngest population in the world. And our future depends on how do we train them, how do we shape them. See, today, whatever I am, of course, I owe I owe a lot to my parents for their parenting. But along with that, it's not just the parenting, but I also owe to the teachers who have taught me during my school days, during my college days, or during whatever courses that I have undergone. And if you look back, I'm sure you will not remember the names of all the teachers, but you will remember at least one or two teachers, or maybe, those who have really impacted your life and have given you some vision. So our effort should be, can I be that? I know we are already overcrowded with a lot of things, administrative things. But instead of cribbing, can I look at how do I make my course more effective? How do I make my teaching method effective that I see many of the students, the attendance will increase in my class. I know it is challenging today for all of us, especially after COVID, situation. It has become challenging day by day that we are finding it difficult that students are not attending the classes. And this challenge is going to be there, but we have to live with the reality. So how do I make, how do I deliver my sessions? How do I make it more attractive? And how do I focus on the students? Those who are, and when I'm guiding the students, how do I orient them towards a career and not just a job? So what is the attitude of a job seeker? If you look at typically a job seeker, when I'm saying the student, when they say job, जॉब कितने बच्चों को चाहिए तो इमीडिएटली सब बच्चे हाथ उठाएंगे. करियर कितने बच्चों को चाहिए? आप इतना एक सिंपल सवाल आपके बच्चों को पूछो. और जॉब सीकर का एटीट्यूड क्या होता है? व्हाट इज द जॉब सीकर्स एटीट्यूड? वर्क एज मच यू आर वर्थ, यू गेट पेड. मैं क्यों ज्यादा काम करूं? मेरे को सिर्फ 15,000 रुपया मिल रहा है, मेरे को सिर्फ 12,000 रुपया मिल रहा है. बराबर ना? मेरे को क्या ज्यादा थोड़ी मिलने वाला है ज्यादा काम करने से. And we need to change this attitude. दूसरा एटीट्यूड, 2 पंच 1 लंच. सुबह का 1 पंच कर दिया, दोपहर को लंच किया और शाम में पंच किया. Let me share with you this attitude we find in industry also. And these people, these students, those who work with this attitude, they will not grow. It may happen once or twice, they may get a promotion because of their length of service. No, maybe not because of the performance. They lack in terms of knowledge and skill. There is no learning and development initiative. See, today under NEP 2020, it has given not only a lot of opportunity for distance learning also, online learning also. Government is taking so much of initiatives. There are free platforms which are available. But how many of the students are really making use? Are 100% making use? No. Maybe 5%, 10%. I'm sure in days to come, this will increase. It's a doer attitude. Why should I take the risk? एक जॉब ओरिएंटेड आदमी जो काम करता है वो बोलता है मैं क्यों करूं, मैं क्यों रिस्क लूं भाई, अगर गलती हुआ तो what happens if I do a mistake, so why should I take the responsibility? So they avoid taking risk, they avoid taking the responsibility. When I'm saying risk, means new, fear of failure, because वो fear of failure होता है. If what will happen to my job if I fail? मैं क्यों boss? Why should I go to my boss and tell him that boss, can I do this additional work? Boss, give me additional work. What happens if I fail in that? And I'm not going to get more salary for this. So why should I? And this is what the attitude is typically of a person who works with a job-oriented mindset. Now let us look at like career-oriented mindset. When I'm looking at a career-oriented mindset, the person works with a passion. The person acquires a desired knowledge and skills. I'm seeing many of the in industry also, I'm seeing many of the students, like typically when we were in auto industry, we used to see a lot of electrical, mechanical, and for that matter, even civil students. Those who used to join our organization, I used to see parallelly they used to do some online courses. So they used to do some online courses like, for example, Magma software, designing software, maybe in IT, maybe SAP certification, maybe some ERP certification, because he knows that that is the need of the hour. Not all, but these are how many? Maybe not more than 5%, I will say. 5 to 10% max. Because many times what happened? The youngsters who get a job, most of the time what happens is getting a job and settling in life. And when I'm settling in life means getting into, getting married and then settling in life. I'm not saying that is not required. But the guys actually today, let me share with you that no matter what your age is, we need to learn. You cannot say that, okay, I'm in my 50s, now what is the use? I'm in 55, what is the use? I'm going to retire after 2-3 years, what is the use? Let's start learning and acquiring the skills. The career orientation. Initial career days, there is a thirst for doing. I do, I learn. Let me try it out. So these are initiators. Throughout the career, it is a continuous learning. As I said, it's a continuous learning. Let me share with you, after working for almost 28 years in industry, today I am also learning, trying to understand how and what way we can contribute in the academics. So it's every day we see that, okay, whatever GRs come, whatever SOPs come, can we work on the SOPs? Can we make it more simplified? In the end of my session, in my second half of my session, I'm going to share with you some crisp policies that we have worked on, internships, which will help you also probably, because if you're seeing the GR, I'm not, the GR is very comprehensive, very, very, very in detail. It is almost a 40-page GR, which we have converted into hardly 4 or 5 pages. Because this will happen only through our continuous learning, developing the competence. And as you work in this, what happens? We develop the competence. Now let us look at what is this competence all about. What are skills? Because we talked about skills till now, but I'm using the word competence. So let's look at, like, what is the word of competence in our future skills. So what are the changing paradigms? I'll quickly, run through this. See, in earlier days, loyalty was important. I'm not saying today loyalty is not important, but today more commitment is important. In earlier days, seniority was important, but today meritocracy is important. When I'm saying seniority, means by virtue of span of service. A person joins an organization, works for 10 years, 20 years. If you look at your parents, they must have joined maybe some, if they are working in private sector, they have not changed job very frequently. But today, if you see, 3 years is a good period this. 3 साल एक कंपनी में काम किया, बहुत हो गया. चलो, let's move on. Because they'll continuously try to, upgrade and meritocracy, and they'll get promoted based on their meritocracy. Social fairness, पहले कैसा होता था कि salaries, there was not much of a difference. More or less, everybody, I'm talking about private sector, I'm not talking about the government or, our academics or, typically our government structure. In industry, when you go, earlier, it was more of a social fairness. In the sense, the salary ranges were more or less, in the same range for managerial positions. But today, you will find some managers, they are earning maybe 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs, and there are other managers who are working 7 lakhs, 8 lakhs, maybe, or less than that also. So it is more on the contribution fairness, what value addition these managers are doing. So they will be rewarded as per that. So let's look at, like, what is the future of here. Just to give you a quick, because I'm saying, I hope you're able to listen to my presentation. Just I wanted to check. Anybody can say yes or whatever in your chat box. Great. Thank you. So we'll continue with the session. The future evolution of the old reality, and let us look at the new reality. People need companies, and today's reality is companies need people. Machines, capital, geography are the competitive advantage. But today, talented people are the competitive advantage. See, the companies may get best of the machines, best of the world-class machines, but if they don't have the people, can they work? Can they make profit? No. So they need talented people. And talented people are the competitive advantage. I'll just share with you, when I was working in the autocom industry, endurance, so our owner used to always say that, get me people from Tata Motors, get me people from Skoda, get me people from Volkswagen, get me people from, BMW. So that was our challenge. Although we had best of the machine, we were ready to pay. So talented people are competitive, are having the competitive advantage. Jobs are scarce, talented people are scarce today. And let me share with you, this talent is nothing but, continuous, the people who work with passion, the people who really put in hard work, they develop their skills and their competence, they are only the talent. And when I'm saying talented, it is not just the technical skill, but also the people management skills are very, very important when you grow in life. Employees are loyal and jobs are secure. People are mobile and the commitment is short term. As I said today, even if they work for 3 years, that is fairly good enough. Employers define rewards. Rewards are customized to employee needs, and employees are demanding. When I'm saying employee rewards are customized, as I shared with you initially, getting a person for R&D, my R&D center, we used to help him in education of their children. He used to say, I want admission in XYZ school only. So we had to maintain our relationship with the school. At times we had to pay the fee of the school. I will not pay the donation. So the industry, from industry, we used to bear the, the cost of the donation to these institutes. So these were the kind of, so employee define, of course, they need to be talented people. Employer determines how and when work will be performed. Employees are demanding greater flexibility. Today, many of the employees, they are saying, no, I want 3 days office only, 2 days work from home. Then only I'll work. Or I want 5 days a week. Let me share with you, interestingly, 15 years ago, in 2007 to almost 2018 or 19, almost till 18, I think, we had a 6-day week in our company. Then later this pressure started coming. Lot of people were leaving, and the people were leaving because they said, no, we are not getting weekend holidays. Sunday is not enough. We want 5 days week. And for our corporate team, what we did, we introduced the 5-day week culture. And today, if you go to most of the MNCs or big companies, although they are working in industrial areas, their corporate offices will have 5-day week. Bombay, it was very common. Mumbai, it was very common because of the the social challenges that they have. But this culture has come to small cities also. So this is how the companies need to change and align, because if we don't change, we will not survive. And let me share with you, this change applies to us also. If we don't align our academics, if we don't align our syllabus, if we don't align our internship in a proper way, if we don't implement, if we don't mentor our children, when I'm saying children means the students, so probably the institute will also not gain the name and fame. Yeah. So what is the forward path? The forward path is how do we develop the competence? So why some people are more successful than others? See, there was a study which was carried out by David McClelland way back in 1973, testing for competence rather than intelligence. Because most of the companies used to conduct aptitude test. Aptitude test में क्या होता है? Aptitude test, you just check the logical reasoning and all. His quantitative methods. But that itself was not enough. Yeah, somebody has said the very low voice. Am I audible? Hello. Oh, great. So, as I said, this aptitude tests were no longer predictive of job performance. Means it was not guaranteed. Ki aptitude test you have scored very well, but you may not be still scoring well in the job when you are actually put on the job. So test was actually culturally based, thus prone to biases. Other measures such as examination results, references were equally poor at predicting success. So David McClelland set out an other method of intelligence and aptitude testing, and his alternative method was labeled as competency. So let us look at what are these competencies. competency, now again, this is as defined by Spencer and Spencer. A competency is an underlying characteristics of a person which enables him or her to deliver a superior job performance in a given job, role, or a situation. This is a definition of competency which has been defined. But typically, if I give you a small example, we will consider, I'll give you a small example. Let us say there are a hypothetical example that there are brothers, twin brothers, Judwa Bhai, twin brothers, they are born on the same date. So their upbringing, because parents, so the parents will not differentiate between their children. Their upbringing was same under the same circumstances, because parents are given the equal opportunities and learning opportunities and their overall development opportunities to the students, to their children, these twin brothers. They went to the same schooling. After schooling, they went to the same college for their engineering studies. And as an hypothetical example, whenever they went to the school, they received same marks. उनके मार्क हर एक सब्जेक्ट में सेम थे. Hypothetical example. After completing the engineering with the same score, they join an organization, a factory which has 2 lines, production lines. One production line has 5 machines and similar 5 machines are there on other production line. These 2 twins, one twin, Mr. X is made in charge of one line, Mr. Y is made in charge of other line. So if you go by the definition of skills and their aptitude, their technical skills, they were same, their scores are same. The question is, will their performance be same after a period of 1 year? So will their performance be same? After a period of, maybe after annual appraisal hota hai. So annual appraisal is done by the boss. Will the performance be same? I'm asking this question. Anybody can put it in the chat box. Why? You're right. It will not be same. Why it will not be same? Because कुछ तो अलग बात है एक बंदे में, वो X और Y में. शायद जो बंदा अच्छा परफॉर्म करेगा, जिसका रिजल्ट अच्छा आएगा, जिसका आउटपुट अच्छा आएगा, इन द सेंस प्रोडक्शन लॉस कम हो गया, प्रोडक्टिविटी बढ़ गया और टीम अच्छे तरह से काम कर रही है, टीम में एब्सेंटिज्म नहीं है, इसलिए परफॉर्मेंस अच्छा हुआ है वो लाइन का. तो वो लाइन का परफॉर्मेंस अच्छा होने के पीछे प्रोबेबली उस बंदे में कुछ तो था जिसकी वजह से उसका परफॉर्मेंस अच्छा हुआ है. The guy has worked well. There was something in it, and this is called as nothing but this is called as the competency. So when we look at the competency definition, it says underlying behavior. This line is important. The underlying characteristics which is not visible to you. And that is why that it is said as it is an underlying characteristic. And typically इसमें जो model है, the model which is very popular throughout the world for competency is called as an iceberg model. This iceberg model talks about skills, knowledge, which are observable behavior, and the self-concept, attitude, traits, motives, that you cannot see. I can see a person's mark sheet. I can judge how much knowledge he has through some tests, but probably I will not be able to judge his self-concept, attitude, and motives through a quantitative test. So there are different tools which are there. Typically, in companies, we call them as assessment centers. Assessment and development centers. And in these assessment centers, what we try to is, we try to judge. Again, I'm saying we try to judge because we cannot come to a concrete solution because that is underlying behavior or characteristics of an individual. We try to judge and we try to identify what the person's competencies, capabilities are. So, how does these competencies, how do we develop the competencies? As I said, it is a mix of not only the knowledge and skill, but also the attitude and the behavior, like, his inner concept, his self-image. So how do we develop that? Typically, when we talk about competencies, it is the resources leading to capabilities. Like, for example, you are in the teaching role and you have a good resources. Because basic thing is you need resources. With resources only you can develop the capabilities. And when you develop the capabilities, then you can develop the competencies and the core competencies. Like typically, if I give you an example, I will not name the institute because it will be unfair on my part to differentiate on the institute. But there are so many engineering colleges which are teaching IT courses. But there are very few, maybe 3 or 4 colleges within any city. You go to any city, be it your Sambhajinagar or be it Jalgaon or be it Pune or be it Mumbai, you will find that there are 3 or 4 institutes which are fairly doing better than others in terms of developing their students. So how does this competency develop? So far, one is the resources, then the capability. When I'm saying capability building means we talk about faculty development program, and in the faculty development program, we talk about different, like this initiative is also one of the initiative for developing the capabilities and the competencies of the faculty. Because I'm sure after my session today, I will leave a thought behind in few of the minds. I'm not saying all, maybe if all, I will be more happy. But if not all, maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe few. They will start, thinking in some different direction. And let me share over here, as your competencies, as you gain more and more competencies, what happens is your value increases. Your value increases. When I'm saying value means, in terms of money also you can say, the people who are more competent, they demand the price. As I've shared with you some of the examples, it is challenging for us. We induct a fresher, a talented guy. We train him in R&D. He works for 2-3 years and he tries to leave the job. It becomes more because he's getting better packages, better opportunities. So his value increases. And at the same time, as you go higher and higher, what happens? The difficulty of getting, the difficulty is becoming more challenging. Okay, it is not easy. So, what are the three P's to sustain the challenge? I said perseverance, passion, and pride. Chikati, Howard, and Abhiman. Passionate perseverance, persistent pride, and pride with wisdom. These are the three P's to sustain the challenge. Unless we create this kind of, within our students or within our profession, we will not be really able to be developing those capabilities and competence. And for this, I will see, because nobody is born like that. We all have to develop. We all know. So I will share with you the PDCA cycle, which we can start, implementing. This PDCA cycle is also called as a DEB-B cycle. We all know what was Japan after the Second World War. Japan was nowhere on the world map. Today also, their generations are facing problems because of the atomic bombing during the Second World War. बेचिराग हो गया था Japan. But today, where is Japan? You want to buy a car, you will see Honda, Nissan, Toyota, all three are from Japan. You talk about printing industry, most of the sophisticated machines, they are from Japan. So how this change is happening? How this change has happened? This change has happened because of the continuous preaching. This is what the education and attitude can make the difference. There were three gurus: Phillips Crosby, Edward Deming, and Duran. These three gurus, and these three gurus, I think two of them were from UK and one from the US. They went to Japan. Japan government called them and they gave them only one word: preach, preach, preach. And they talked about continuous improvement. They talk about total quality management. They talk about total productive maintenance. They talk about all quality systems. Kaizen, this word you must have heard. Kaizen means continuous improvement. One of the tool is called as a PDCA cycle, which I am trying to present it here to all of you. PDCA is nothing but plan, do, check, act. Means start planning, do means execute, check means revisit, and act. And this PDCA continues. And when you start working on this PDCA cycle, on any project that you're working on, I'm sure you'll develop the competence. Because by practice makes you perfect. And that is how you develop the competence. So I thought, I'll share with you this DEB-B cycle, which probably we can use not only in this, but for any and everything and anything that we want to excel in. In the last, before we actually break, I would like to make a statement. What are human beings as? You're seeing a cup of tea and the tea bag. Human beings are like tea bags. You don't know your own strength until you get into the hot water. तो टी बैग कोई मतलब की नहीं है जब तक उसको मैं गर्म पानी में डालूं. We will know the taste of the tea bag only when you put into the hot water. When I'm saying hot water, it's not just, but whatever business we are into, whatever profession we are into, unless we put ourselves by continuous practice, by continuous, working towards excellence, we will not be able to develop the core competence. And so any questions? Any questions before I move to my thank you slide? So I just said, believe in yourself, start developing the ability. Thank you very much. I welcome any questions before we actually break for the tea. I think it is, if I'm not mistaken, I am almost dot on time. It's 3:43. We take another 2 minutes or 5 minutes for your question and answers, and then we'll have a 15 minutes break as per the schedule. Any questions? If there are no questions, as we all know, we are into academics. If there are no questions, that means वो बहुत हाई फ्लाई था सेशन, कुछ समझ में नहीं आया या फिर सब कुछ समझ में आया. Any comments? You can use the chat box and type your questions. Okay, great. So I think we can have probably a tea break, 15 minutes or 10 minutes. So it's now 3:45. We'll reconnect at around 4 o'clock or so. We will reconnect at 4 p.m. Thank you. So we'll start with the session. So my next session is going to be on internships and OGT, on the job training. So just wanted to check with you. You can respond in the yeah. So have you gone through the GR basically on internships or UGC guidelines? You can respond in the chat box because okay, I will try to see if I can attach your file. So I've shared both the government GR also, the Maharashtra government GR, and also the UGC guidelines. I hope you'll be able to download from this yeah, so that for your future reference. One general question: do you face challenge for internships? Because now internship is mandatory. So my discussions is going to be more focused on, like, what are the practices that we did in KBC and NMU to overcome this. Of course, sorry, I am not saying that we were totally successful, but we could have. My today's session will be more on the experience sharing on the practices. So I will quickly see. Basically, if you see this GR, it is almost 40 pages. And the UGC guideline itself is a big book. So this is the most ideal situation. So without diluting it, what we have done is we have created a simplified version of our SOP on internship, which I'll share with you right away, which I'll present to you first. And my session will be mainly on that.
नहीं सर सर पन्ने को
ठीक है. In the chat box, you can reply. Is it visible? Great. And don't worry to take down notes. I will be sharing these guidelines with all of you. Okay. These guidelines we had prepared last year for our PG students on internship. Yes, I will share in the group. I will share both the English version as well as the Marathi translated version also, because we have made this policy in Marathi also. So basically, if you whenever you think of any policy or any, see, there are always must have, should have, and nice to have. Must have, should have, or could have, and nice to have. What I'm trying to say is must म्हणजे अति आवश्यक, यानी उसके बिना काम नहीं चलेगा. आणि शुड हॅव म्हणजे ठीक आहे, असलं तर बरंच आहे, अगर होगा तो अच्छा ही होगा. and nice to have यानी सुंदर, nice to have. जैसे हम लोग बोलते हैं ना कि मानवीय जीवन के लिए बेसिक रोटी, कपड़ा और मकान. तो बेसिक, these are the basic needs. So what we have tried to do, we have gone through the UGC policy and the GR which had come, because if we just circulate this GR, probably there'll be a lot of within the university, there'll be a lot of what I'm trying to say is that there are 170 plus colleges which are there. So everyone will try to interpret in their own way, everyone will try to implement in their own way. And nice to have things जो है वो शायद काफी energy लगेगा. So what we thought is, being the first year, last year, being the first year, this year we have improvised it. I will share that that draft is under consideration. I am a part of the. Oh, light भी देखे? Hello, am I? Can you hear me? Okay. I will reattach the file. Probably there was some technical issue. Is it visible now? The policy is visible? Great. Thank you. Thank you for the confirmation. So basically what we have done is, we have not included nice to have things. हे असेल तर खूप सुंदर राहील, छान राहील, त्या छान गोष्टी आम्ही काढून टाकल्या. आणि फोकस आम्ही, वी हैव फोकस्ड ऑन मस्ट हैव, यानी इसके सिवा काम नहीं चले. तो इस तरह से we have simplified the guidelines. And let me, I am very happy to share with you, this is a 1-page document. कितना पेज का है? You can see this. It is only one page. That is the innovation. So let's go through what is there. And if you have any questions, you please ask those questions. You can type in the chat box. I will be happy to answer those. So these are the guidelines that we had prepared for our internship, OGT, that is on the job training, for our PG program under NEP 2020, because KBC NMU has implemented internship for its PG students, postgraduate students, last year itself. So last year, means 2 years before they had implemented. So last year, the students were, last year they have implemented. So last summer, in March 2024, the students were in the second semester of their post-graduation, wherein, the internship was there for co-credit course. So this guideline was prepared and this was circulated to all the colleges. So the objective is to provide guidelines to the affiliated colleges and on-campus schools. We have 13 schools on campus in the university, Jalgaon University campus, for uniform and effective implementation of internship OJT work for postgraduate students. Scope: this was applicable to all the PG students of all the streams who have registered under NEP 2020 curriculum at KBC NEP. Now, first thing is where it starts. So, administrative guideline, we have segregated the guideline into 3 parts. So, guidelines there are some administrative guidelines. Then there were some guidelines for the students. And there were some guidelines on evaluation. But at the end of the day, doing good is not enough. You should be looking good also. When I'm saying looking means, you should be able to quantify it. Like, how the things are moving. So, here we said each higher education institute or on-campus school will establish their training and placement cell, headed by the training and placement officer. Later we change this. Now this year we are calling it as the internship nodal officer, INO. So this is last year. So last year we didn't have the INO, but now we have appointed a special INO, that is internship nodal officer. And one assistant coordinator from each stream and faculty, and having the support of 2 students. So this is how the INO is expected to work. The TPC, the second point was the TPC will ensure that all internship OJT project opportunities are made available to the students. The TPO along with the head of the HEI. See, this is important. आपने एक INO बना दिया, इंटर्नशिप नोडल ऑफिसर बना दिया या ट्रेनिंग एंड प्लेसमेंट कोऑर्डिनेटर बना दिया और उसको बोला लाओ भाई कंपनी लिखो लेके आओ, तो शायद नहीं पॉसिबल होगा. ये सबका एफर्ट लगेगा. So what we have done is we have involved the directors of the school and the principals, the leadership position of higher education. It is expected, we have given in the guideline, कि the TPO along with the head of the HEI of the institute and the director of the school will explore these opportunities, the internship opportunities in local industry, business firms, trading agencies, MSME, local self-government, banks, by entering into MOU or linkages. What we have done is we have also shared MOU, because many times the MOUs are not done because there is a lot of grammatical mistakes and all. So we have also shared the MOU, standard MOU format to all our affiliated colleges. You can check with any, I'm making a statement, you can check with any of the affiliated college, TPO or INO or principal of KBC NMU, you will have these guidelines with them. Because we circulate this en masse. So here he is supposed to make the year. Further, what we have done is, because I'll just share over here, we entered because we know, because see, the challenge is going to be there. Like for example, if I talk about Nandurbar, Nandurbar में, Nandurbar is an Adivasi area, and some part of Dhule also there is an Adivasi area. You are not going to get, what I'm trying to say is, you are not going to get industries over there. So what we did, one innovative thing we did way back in 2023, in May 23 itself, we signed an MOU with Confederation of All India Traders, CAIT. Just give me 2 minutes. I'll share those also, because these are more of experiential learning. So there is no standard PPT, but I would like to share so that you gain from the insights what we have done. Is the document visible to all of you, the MOU? Somebody can. Good. So if you see, this was done when? This was done way back in 17th of March 2023. Almost 2 years ago. So when I joined over here, I joined here in somewhere in November end. We had, what we did, we developed our relationship. If you see here, this is Confederation of All India Traders. This Confederation of All India Traders has their headquarters in Delhi, and almost every city, if I'm not mistaken, in Maharashtra, they have 26 lakhs members. How many? 26 lakhs, almost. जितने भी छोटे छोटे दुकानदार हैं, उनके काफी, वो तो उनके जो है, ये CIT के मेंबर्स हैं. CIT आपको हिंदी में अगर बताऊंगा तो व्यापारी महासंघ. व्यापारी महासंघ जैसे अभी हमारे औरंगाबाद में भी है, वहां पे मिस्टर शाह है, वो मेन वहां पे काफी, वो तो ये है. फिर बाद में दूसरे मिस्टर कावले है, मिस्टर शाह है, मिस्टर चड्डा, मेरे ख्याल से उनका नाम मैं भूल गया अभी, बट ये 2-3 लोग हैं. फिर हमारे जलगांव में अगर मैं बात करूंगा तो हमारे वहां पे भी मिस्टर शाह है. फिर दूसरे अपने पगरिया जी के हैं. फिर एक तोशनीवाल बोल के है. अगर मैं दुनिया की बात करूंगा तो वहां पे मिस्टर बंग जी है. एंड नंदुरबार में भी इनके ये है मेंबर्स, वो तो ऑफिस है उनका. तो व्हाट वी डिड, if you see here, we have entered an agreement with CIT with an objective for see the scope of the agreement. Aims at non-commercial collaboration with CIT. देखो, responsibilities of CIT: encourage local trade association through formal communication to provide opportunities of internship to the students of KBC NEP. And this MOU we have, what I'm trying to say, like for example, commerce के बच्चे हैं, arts के लड़के हैं. See the issue which these traders are facing. Let me share with you. The trader association, they have said, sir, we don't have people to work with us in our shops. We will be happy to accommodate the student if he comes and works with us for 1 month, 2 months, whatever. Or they have also said that if the students are ready to come and work with us, maybe, in the first half, if the college is over by 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, because some of the colleges are morning colleges, they said the student can come from 4 to 9. And not only that, they have said we will, if possible, if the shop, because depending on what the student contributes, we will also give him some stipend wherever possible to. But again, the stipend is, I would say, secondary. Let us not focus on the stipend. We will focus only on the internship. If you see here, this CIT was signed by Mr. Bhartiya, the national president. The national president came from Delhi to Jalgaon for signing this MOU. Then, of course, these are the local members who are there, Mr. Dilip Gandhi, Pagaria, Sanjay Shah, and all these members. So, coming back to our policy, what I'm trying to say is that, see, there are ways and means. We have two choices. One, to crib that, crib in the sense like saying that, sir, what can we do? We are in a low. See, now every taluka also will have shops. Can we explore that opportunity? Or every taluka also has government offices. Can we explore that? Because government offices also, let me share with you, we wrote to the government offices also, and that was during election time, the last year. During the elections, means about 6-7 months ago, we approached them and we compelled them to also give us internship opportunities. I will share with you one small report. Sorry, that report is not available. Let me. So we can go to the local traders. We can approach the government agencies. There is one more agency. What we did. There is one program which is called as Unnat Maharashtra Abhiyan. Are you aware of that? Because this is a wonderful opportunity under which you can get internship. Okay. Under Unnat Maharashtra Abhiyan, IIT Bombay is the nodal agency which is for which works for this project. This is the Government of Maharashtra project, under which there is a scheme which is called as Aple Prashna, Aple Vigyan. If any one of you want information of this, you can contact me I will share the information with you because this Aple Prashna Aple Vignan you can implement in Nandurbar district also, the remotest village of Nandurbar also, like Shahada, Toranmal, or Molgi, the places, the remotest places also, where there are no shops also. There also you can implement internship through Aple Prashna, Aple Vignan. And there is a team which works with IIT Bombay. I can share those contact details also. What I'm trying to say, the opportunities are there. So these kind of opportunities also can be provided to your students through Aple Prashna, Aple Vignan, especially for those who are in remote areas where students are not able to travel or whatever, and no opportunities are also available in industry, in and around industry. So such kind of linkages, because we also entered in agreement with then this TPC will maintain all the database. What we did is, this is a big issue because many a times the database is not maintained properly. So we also provided a standard format where Annexure A, which I will be sharing with all of you. Then of course the mentor list, mentee list. We gave a clear-cut guideline that how the credit will be calculated. Like one credit is equal to 45 hours of the internship project work. And we also mentioned about the disciplinary issues. So these are some of the administrative guidelines. Like for example, the student should be aware of POSH cases. The student should be aware of the time and other discipline of the the organization where he or she goes. Because this is important for all of us as a training and placement coordinator. The guideline to the students, we also told them to explore. We gave some guideline to the students also, like to explore the opportunities, formal dress code, then code of conduct, safety norms to be followed in an organization, then seeking approval before publishing critical information. नहीं तो क्या हो जाता है, बच्चे लोग क्या करते हैं कि अंदर जाके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में जाके उधर के फोटोज, उधर के कुछ information before they actually put in the report or anything, they should be taking the permission of the. So these basic rules we educated the students. Then demonstrate a professional attitude, creating a good impression about the. If you see here also we have told them that you represent your institute, because we have told them that you should create a good impression because you represent your institute. Now guidelines for what we did for evaluation of internship project. So evaluation of internship project in our university we have 60-40. That is 40 marks are internal and 60 marks are external. So here also we have given internal marks will be mainly on attendance and learning outcome, and external marks will be on the conduct and the report submitted by the student. Then learning outcome will be attendance will be documented as per Annexure B and submitted to the mentor, and learning outcome will be evaluated by the mentor as per Annexure C. The feedback on conduct and overall project done needs to be obtained from the internship supervisor. Now this internship supervisor is who? The internship supervisor is the person from the industry who is supposed to evaluate the student. So we created an Annexure D for him, and all these annexures are very simplified. At the same time, not diluting the process. The minimum attendance we said as per the university norms, whatever is there, is mandatory. Students need to achieve minimum 40% marks. That is 16 out of 40 and 24 marks out of 60. So there also we gave a guideline. In case of any come forward, the same will be permitted as per university norms. Like for example, some student has not done his internship, so he will have to do it as per the university guideline. Whatever next semester he will have to carry forward next semester. The internship project work certificate will be issued by the mentor as per the Annexure E. Now, here what we have done is, we'll go through and see all these annexures. Timelines we gave, like the internship and the OJT project work for PG student will not be less than 4 credits. And it will commence from the after completion of the second semester. Further, we also gave certain clarification. Like for example, over here, if you see, we have given clarification that this project report does not mean the research project, because काय होतं बऱ्याचदा मुलांना कन्फ्युजन होतं, बच्चे कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं कि भाई हम लोग इंटर्नशिप कर रहे हैं यानी वो रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट अलग है, ये ओजीटी और ये अलग है, ओजीटी और ऑन द जॉब ट्रेनिंग और इंटर्नशिप ये अलग है. इसमें जो प्रोजेक्ट लिया हमने वो आपने प्रश्न आपने विज्ञान का प्रोजेक्ट लिया है. So here we have given the UGC guideline and all. Let us look at the annexures. So this one page we have covered what is must. Do you have any thing in mind that which has not been answered in this one pager? Anything not answered? Any area of internship which any area of internship which remain unanswered in this one page? Any question coming to your mind, you can raise the question. Then I will then go to the annexures. Yes, CIT is applicable to urban level shops also. You can enter an MOU. If you need any guidance in this regard, you can get in touch with me. Okay, I will help you out in getting the contacts of the CIT, that is Confederation of All India Traders, local. Yeah. As I said, if it is there in Nandurbar, so definitely it is going to be there in other areas also. Now let us look at, my contact numbers I will be sharing with you. Don't worry. At the end of the session, I will share my contact numbers and all, so that everyone remains in the session till the end. See here in the university, are you able to see this Excel sheet? Are you able to see the Excel sheet which I have put? Hello? Okay. Are you able to see the? Great. So in this Excel sheet, what we have done is we have captured each and every information about the student. Like for example, which academic year he is, what is this PRN? PRN is the permanent registration number. ABCD ID. If the student is not having ABCD ID, means he is not a student of NEP. As simple as that. The name of the student, the gender, the program, the faculty, the subject semester, student mobile number, student email ID, the college code. The college code means the university gives a code to the college. So what is the college code? Name of the affiliated college or the campus school. Which district he belongs, that is Jalgaon, Dhule or Nandurbar. Then what is the name of the mentor, the email ID, the project which was there, which organization he has done, what is the title, from to date, name of the internship supervisor, the mobile number of the supervisor, email ID. the name of the internship nodal officer. INO is nothing but the internship nodal officer. So this kind of information, all what we have done is we have captured, we have tried to capture. Now we have put a habit. See, what we are trying to do is this we have done last year. So this year we'll be doing slightly better than last year. As I said, the competence develops over a period of time. When you have resources, when you start resources, you develop your capabilities. So we are trying to develop the capabilities of our affiliated colleges also. So this database is a comprehensive database which gives all this information, which Excel sheet can give you reports कि कितने बच्चे मेरे कहाँ पे कर रहे हैं, कब से कहाँ तक कर रहे हैं, कितने बच्चों का नहीं हुआ है, ये सब मॉनिटरिंग और ट्रैकिंग के लिए ये यूजफुल है. So this was annexure A. Now, this was annexure A, which is supposed to be maintained by whom? Which is supposed to be maintained by the training and placement coordinator or the INO, internship nodal officer. Now let us come to annexure B. Annexure B is the attendance which will be documented by the student and signed by the mentor. So I will open the annexure B. Are you able to see annexure B on the screen? Okay, I'll have to stop and then probably. I trust now it is visible. Annexure B is visible. Okay, great. So if you see this annexure B, what we have done is, here we have kept the first part common. Like for example, name of the student, the organization where for which the internship was done, the PRN number, this is the unique number where we track so that we can use VLOOKUP and we can gather the database. Name of the course, semester and all that. The first part is the information of the section 1 is the information of the student. Now here we have said attendance of the student. Now here again typically we have given like typically months and days of the week, first week, second week, third week, fourth week. So this is 4 weeks we have given compulsory. Now remember 8 hours in a day. That means 6 8s are 48. So this is how we have worked out. We have said that 8 hours per week. So typically for at least 4 weeks means it will cover minimum that for 4 credits. So the student has that is a compulsory period. Optional period we have said that okay you can you can do extended internship also you can do. And this is the student feedback. Now student feedback also we have created. So typical questions like this internship has helped me, or whether it was useful, whether it was challenging, or whether it was whatever. So some close-ended questions and some open-ended questions. Let me share with you, all of you, that we have analyzed these questions also. Huh? We have analyzed this. It is not just that we have. Yes, I will give you the Excel sheet also. Don't worry. Everything is for, because our ultimate aim, your aim and my aim, is to improvise internship and improve. This is a faculty development program. So we want, it should be, it's like a nuclear reaction. I would request those who receive, please share it down below also. And if you have any doubts, give me a call anytime. Don't worry on that front. So this information that we have gathered, we have also analyzed it. मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं कि इस इंफॉर्मेशन को हमने किस तरह से एनालिसिस किया. गिव मी 2 minutes. Is the student feedback report available to you? Are you able to see the student feedback report? Analysis report? Are you able to see the student feedback report? Okay, good. So what I'm trying to tell you that, as I said, I'm not just sharing my, yeah, this is our analysis. यानी इंटर्नशिप जब उनकी मार्च अप्रैल में खत्म हो गई, हमने अगस्त में जाके बच्चों का फीडबैक भी लिया और उस फीडबैक को हमने एनालाइज भी किया. इफ यू सी हियर द पीजी स्टूडेंट फीडबैक, वी हैव आस्क्ड देम टिपिकल क्वेश्चंस. ओपन एंडेड क्वेश्चन का भी हमने ये किया है. So we created a questionnaire. We have gathered the feedback also. So if you see strongly agree, तो major student agree और strongly agree में आते हैं. You know, it was useful. Some of them said that yes, this is not useful. Maybe they must have faced any difficulty. And this was the qualitative feedback, these open-ended questions. So whatever they have said, इसको भी हमने analyze करके, ये सब qualitative questions है, और इसको analyze करके हमने आखिरी में ये किया. देखो, summary of top. See, what was the summary? Suggestions that they made. Increase the duration of the internship period. It will help us more beneficial for the student. एक किसकी है? 18% of the student, यानी 18% बच्चों ने कहा कि भाई इंटर्नशिप का ड्यूरेशन इंक्रीज करो. कुछ बच्चों ने कहा हमें स्टाइपेंड भी दो. करीब 6% बच्चों ने कहा कि स्टाइपेंड भी कुछ दीजिए. फिर कुछ लड़कों ने कहा कि इंटर्नशिप इन स्पेसिफिक डोमेन एरियाज. Now typically what happens, like for example, a guy who is doing, let us say, MA Hindi. अभी MA Hindi, see, please understand, the internship का objective है उसकी overall personality को develop करना. तो हमने बच्चों को समझाया कि it is not just, ठीक है, आपले प्रश्न आपले विज्ञान, we gave him some language projects. But it is not what I'm trying to say that वो specific domain में ही मिलेगा ऐसा नहीं. Like for example, chemical students, if they say no, we want to work in chemical industry only. So those kind of opportunities are definitely not going to be there for all the students. So what we'll do under आपले प्रश्न आपले विज्ञान, pollution level क्या है, या whatever the how the water levels are getting deteriorated, how the groundwater effect of groundwater on the health of the families living over there. So these kind of projects were also initiated. Further, yeah, I will be sharing the SOP. I will be sharing the SOP and the policy document. I will not be sharing our internal reports. So internal reports, I am presenting it to you, what we have done. The purpose of presenting this internal report is only to give you the confidence that whatever we are telling you, we have done it. So let's come to our, so this was annexure B. Now let's come to annexure C. What is that annexure C? Let us look at C. Annexure C is for the mentor. Are you able to see the annexure C? Begin. Hello. हाँ नागरिक से तो एक मिनट sorry there was a call so I could not avoid that. So so this is how we have given the marks for the students. So this was internal marks, how it was captured. Now let's come to our NHR. D. Is the NHR D visible now? Is the NHR D visible? Okay, great. So this NHR D is for the external assessment. External assessment म्हणजे कोण internship supervisor. Internship supervisor कोण असतो? त्या कंपनीचा कोणी अधिकारी किंवा जो मुलाला मॉनिटर करतो. Now here also we have given them simple 5 close-ended questions of 40 marks, and for the report writing we have given 20 marks. And here also what we have said is this is signed by the internship supervisor. So here we have given certain guidelines also. So this was NEP D, and then internship certificate. Now after all this, is it visible? The certificate is visible to all of you. Is the certificate visible? Hello, am I audible?
सही करून पाठवून द्या खाली.
सॉफ्ट कॉपी पण देऊन टाकते.
सॉफ्ट कॉपी देत नाही ते आपल्याला. मी मागितली सकाळी
ही दे रे. कशाची सॉफ्ट कॉपी देत नाही?
वर्ड फाईल ना.
हा
तेच तर ते देत नाहीत खाली ना.
कोण देत नाही?
CTPC वाले.
का बरं?
वाल्यांनी बनवलं होतं हे खाली.
का देत नाहीये रे? त्यांना मला का देत नाहीये?
ते त्यांच्या फॉर्मॅट मध्ये टाईप करता म्हणे असं सांगत होते मॅडम.
Am I audible? Okay, great. Fine. So let's come to our NHR E. So NHRE मध्ये आम्ही काय केलं की we have standardized the certificate also. Otherwise, somebody will give some other certificate format, somebody will give other format. So what we said is that use this certificate as a standard certificate. You may use on your letterhead, but see that these contents are there. So we said that, okay, certificate number from where the student have passed, what is his university PRN, what is his ABCD ID, pursuing कोणता course करतोय, which semester he is, आणि प्रोजेक्ट वर्क ऑफ किती क्रेडिटचं होतं आणि त्यांनी ते कुठे केलं ते ऑर्गनायझेशनचं नाव आणि कुठून केव्हापासून केव्हापर्यंत केलं. If you see this certificate is signed by the mentor, the training and placement officer, or the INO, internship nodal officer, and the director or the principal. So we have said that they तिघजण मिळून हे सर्टिफिकेट इश्यू करू शकतात. आता काय होतं, when you go to organization, like let us say tomorrow you go to Tata Motors or you go to your surrounding industry and you push them ki sir certificate there. So many times, see, looking at the crowd, because today, last time when we did PG internship, we were having total 4,000 students in the university. Means total under university, under NEP. This year, when UG will get included, we will have at least according to me, 15 to 20,000 students when UG will get included. Now you can imagine when they start going to the industry will get many times the industry does not have the authority. Like for example, the person who is Raymond's company, which is in Jalgaon, they'll have their head office in Bombay or Bangalore. And before issuing the certificate, they will talk to their because they don't have their authority also at times. So what will happen? Or if you go to the shopkeeper, the shopkeeper will say, "Bhai, kitne logo ka main kyun batau?" You know that there can be apprehension. So what we need to do, we can issue the certificate. What we said is the certificate can be issued by the principal, the INO, and the mentor. Now you may say, "Bhai, ye kiske base pe kiya hai?" Because what is the proof that the student has gone to the company and the year? For that, what is there? The NHR D. NHR D kya hai? NHR D is by the internship supervisor. Now the internship supervisor is nothing but the external assessment. So internship supervisor के लिए भी आसान है. He puts the marks wherein we capture internship from which date to what date. If you see here from which date to what date, we are capturing that also. So this becomes the basis of issuing the certificate for after final evaluation. Because this puts a lot of ease of work. Because see, although giving internship is our responsibility, our prime job, for the companies, they may have other work also to do. So they will say, "Bhai, ye aap logon ka kaam hai, hum log busy mat karo hamara." You know, kind of attitude. So what we should expect is, we should expect that they should give an opportunity and they should fill one simple one-pager form. So this will help us. So this was done for the PG. And as I told you, that I am now this same, before I complete, this same thing, what we have done is we have translated it into Marathi also. So here, if you see this Marathi version, is the Marathi version visible to all of you? Kindly share. Marathi version दिसतंय का SOP चा? Okay, good. So since Nandurbar and most of our colleges are they may not English, they may not be comfortable. तर आम्ही काय केलं, त्यालाच भाषांतर करून त्याला मराठी मध्ये सुद्धा एक तयार केलं. म्हणजे ह्या सर्व प्रकारच्या आम्ही काय केलं, सपोर्ट युनिव्हर्सिटी कडनं, म्हणजे ते तुम्हाला एक 1 पेजची पॉलिसी मी दाखवली आता इंग्लिश मध्ये, तीच पॉलिसी आम्ही मराठी मध्ये ट्रान्सलेट केली. आणि तसेच एनेक्झर तुम्ही जर पाहिलं, एनेक्झर अ ब क ड याला आम्ही ट्रान्सलेट करून पूर्ण याच्यानी करून दिलं युनिव्हर्सिटी सर्टिफिकेट सहित. तर I will be sharing this with all of you, so don't worry. I will, before I forget, so I am sharing this file with you. This is the Marathi version. Have you got the English and all the versions? So what I suggest, you can use this as a reference document. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is that, see, basically what I suggest is you can use this as a reference document. Annexure A, it has been uploaded. Annexure A has been uploaded. It is Excel file. I will re-upload, not an issue. Anything else? Well, so what I'm trying to say is that, see, this is for the PG that we had done. But as I said, improvising is always the key. ऐसा नहीं है PDCA साइकिल, प्लान डू चेक एक्ट जो मैंने आपसे बात किया, तो ऑफ कोर्स वी आर आल्सो इम्प्लीमेंटिंग प्लान डू चेक एक्ट, यानी लास्ट ईयर जो किया मैंने आपसे शेयर किया, which can serve as a guiding force for all of you to phrase, make your policies, make improvement in that. If you feel that anything has been missed out, ये आना चाहिए था, ये मस्ट है और आपसे मिस हो गया, ऐसा अगर आपको लगता है तो प्लीज गिव मी अ कॉल एंड टेल मी, बिकॉज दैट विल हेल्प मी टू इम्प्रोवाइज इट. बिकॉज हो सकता है हमारे से कोई पॉइंट छूट गया हो, ऐसा आपको लगता है कि ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, बहुत क्रिटिकल है, So what I've done is I have also shared with you and second thing, as I said, we are a part of the OJT committee, that is the on the job training committee, and we are so okay. So I've got a comment that entrepreneurship and development. Today, actually, I had not planned on that entrepreneurship and development. So definitely we can have a independent maybe session on that, on entrepreneurship and development, innovation, because I'm a director innovation incubation linkages over here. So how much time we have? We have another 10-15 minutes. Or maybe at least 10 minutes. Do we have? You can type. Okay, great. So what I will do is I am sharing with you one more draft, because अभी क्या हो गया है कि यूजी में भी आपको इंटर्नशिप आने वाली है यूजी में, तो वो उसके लिए हमने एक ड्राफ्ट जो बनाया है, तो वो मैं आपको थोड़ा सा शेयर करता हूँ. One question which the participant is asking is like, how about languages and other art subject? See, let me share with you. Please remember, what is the objective of internship? Internship का objective है overall development. So please tell your students that it is just don't stick to their, their core subject. Like for example, somebody is doing in as you have written that arts and maybe languages. Let us say somebody is doing internship in Urdu language. I'm just saying, that he is doing his post graduation in Urdu. So he may have some, under Aple Prashna, Aple Vidyan, he may have some project which he can do related to the language, but it's not necessary. He can still go and work with an industry or a shop or an establishment or a government office. Because government office में जाके, government has also released a GR, which I have shared 29th of February 2024, where they have instructed all the officials to, give internship opportunities to the students. So they can, because ultimate internship का objective ये है कि he should be acquainted with the office culture. His critical thinking should improve, his communication skills should improve, his teamwork should improve, his overall development के लिए जो other softer part जो है, so that should also enhance. So that is one of the objective of the internship. So please don't, if they get in the related subject, it is fine, well and good, but that should not stop us from taking internship. I will just share with you quickly one more which is under which I will just show you. I may not share with you because that is under it is still under it's a draft version. Yeah. Are you able to see? Are you able to see? I'm sharing another file. Let me know if you are able to see this. Give me some time, 2 minutes. Now probably you will be able to see this. Are you able to see this? Okay, good. So basically this is on, again, as I said, we are working on at a state level. There is a committee which is already working. I am one of the part of the committee member. So what we have done is we are working on the guidelines for the state universities for internship and OJT for UG and PG program. You can make out that this is based similar. I have made some changes over here. because this is based on same, what I've shared with you. 95% of the content, 95% of the content I have already shared with you on the files that I've shared with you, the KBC NMU policy. तो ये ड्राफ्ट वर्जन होने की वजह से मैं अभी शेयर नहीं कर पाऊंगा, लेकिन आशा करता हूं कि जल्दी ही ये अगर स्टेट लेवल पे अगर एक्सेप्ट हो जाता है तो शायद आप लोगों को इसका ऑफिशियली आ जाएगा. तो यर वी हैव डन सम इम्प्रोवाइजेशन. उसमें एक टेबल मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं, ये टेबल इंपॉर्टेंट है. सो जैसा मैंने कहा कि ये अंडर ग्रेजुएट प्रोग्राम, बिकॉज अभी अंडर ग्रेजुएट प्रोग्राम के लिए भी हमें इंटर्नशिप की तैयारी करनी है. तो वो हिसाब से, like for example, this is the structure of OGT in UG and PG program under NEP. If you see here in the fourth semester, you are having this 4 credits for internship. Similarly, if a person goes for the honors degree, यानी ये ग्रीन कलर में मुझे बताया है, उसके 8वें सेमेस्टर में भी उसको इंटर्नशिप करना पड़ेगा. और वही अगर ऑनर्स रिसर्च ग्रेजुएट अगर जाता है तो उसको वो इंटर्नशिप नहीं, उसको रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट. तो I believe that this is common across the state, but let the state, this is under being brainstormed, because fourth semester may be, you all must be having internship in the fourth semester for UG students, and in the 8th semester for the honors degree program, or this is the first year of the old program. अगर डायरेक्ट पीजी में अगर questions? Am I audible now? Questions, answers? So last, I will just share my contact details. I've shared my contact details. If you have any questions, any help you require, especially with respect to OJT, you're most welcome. You can give me a call anytime. Any questions? If no questions, can we conclude? See you then. If anything is there, you give me a call. If I don't respond, then send me an SMS, because if I'm in a meeting or so, I will give you a call back. So the program coordinator, can we conclude? Unless there are some questions. So thank you, guys. I'm exiting this meeting now, this training session. Okay. Chalo, wish you all at this juncture a very happy new year, upcoming happy new year for the 1st of January 2025. Okay. Bye-bye. Bye.